right, so I've been debating how to approach this video. We're on day 20, and I don't know. I know my brain isn't the only brain that has been impacted in a way. I know people are being physically impacted as well since the eclipse. They actually have something they're calling the Eclipse Sickness, where a lot of people reported getting migraines. And I specifically saw 2 comments here on that day, that video. People were like, I got migraine. And now since then, I saw something in a video where somebody was talking about stuff. Now, for the last few days, since the eclipse, I've been having the soul black hole, the sound, oh my god, song. We're also in Mercury retrograde, okay? So it's probably not helping anything. She's sneezing. Black hole sun in my head, right? And I was like, maybe just because, I don't know, I didn't see anybody else talk about it, okay? Didn't see anybody else talk about it. But then today, after days of the black hole sun, would you come wash away the rain? And when I say that, I have one of these bing moments in my head of like what I was talking about like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, I don't even know, about how the cloud seeding has been causing a lot of rain and causing a lot of precipitation. Now today, when I went to go search, I can't remember, I think I was going to search the lyrics of Black Hole Sun, Google popped up like, hey, look at this artificial rain that they're doing over here. Synchronicity, man. It's just synchronicity, okay? And the reason that I went to go look that up was because Lionel Anderson, okay, he's a person that I met. I didn't even meet him, okay, I just connected at some point along the way through the Pleiadian groups and through all of that stuff. Larry Locken, who I started my whole like YouTube fucking stuff with, knew him or of him and would mention him. What, dude? Alcyon's here. They just like to overstimulate me when I'm trying to do this, because it's already a lot to try to do this, okay? He knew of him as like somebody who also connects with the Pleiadians, who's also been through an awakening. He also has a YouTube channel, and I hadn't seen anything of his in like the longest time. And every once in a while, he'll pop up like in one of the groups I'm in, because I'm in like the Syrian beings and the Starseed this and the Pleiadian, the Arcturian, all of the groups, okay? Back in the day, when I first got into that group for like the Pleiadians, which was like 30,000 members, Larry Locken went into one of those like hyper-focus places and made a group for like every freaking kind, but not just that, every kind in every place. Like there's the Northeast Pleiadians, there's the Californian Pleiadians, there's the East Coast, the West Coast Pleiadians, there's the UK Pleiadians, okay? And he made me like an admin in many of them, so I get notifications. I don't get all of them because I turn that shit off. Like I don't get every notification for everything because I would kill myself if I did. There's a lot, but every once in a while, Lionel Anderson will pop up, and I've never really, I'm just gonna be honest, because I don't want to be like, oh, I'm so on board with everything he says, or anybody out there, because I don't know. I haven't watched enough of his stuff to be like, I'm so on board with everything he says, okay? So again, always use discernment when you're following people or looking at people, because a lot of what people create is fake, you know, especially on these apps with these filters and things like that. But then there's people who channel, and we channel through our lens. And so when you're doing spiritual work and you're awakening, you're probably going to be like, you know, every once in a while I put out a video, people are like, oh my god, you think like I do, or this resonates for me. Other times people don't resonate with it, and that's okay, because you're probably on a different frequency, a different lens. And I feel like the reasoning for like Lionel Anderson to pop back in and out once in a while is because we're probably vibing on similar frequencies at that time, so his message will hit me. Same with some of you. You'd be like, oh my god, I haven't seen you in years, I'm so happy you popped back up, because we're vibing again on that same frequency. So all of that said, right, I had the whole black hole sun, but that's not you know, not normal for me, because songs are always up there. Like if you've watched any of my Amazon driving things, you probably know I get some weird ass shit that just whoops and then something else replaces it, And then I make up my own versions of those things. So I thought, I don't know, maybe I was just doing my thing. Okay. And then Lionel Anderson popped up, which he has been for the last like week. And I finally watched one of his videos today, like the whole thing. And at the end of it, he was like, black hole sun, and he showed the video, which brought up a lot of things. I saw this thing before, but I didn't really look deep into it because I thought it was just bullshit, right? Called like demon face syndrome, which only 75 reports have ever been made of, where people see people, just people, they can look at a picture, they can, look at an animal, in inanimate objects, they can look at like videos of people, but face to face with people, they look demonic to them. Their eyes change, this changes, I'll show you a picture. But I remember seeing that, and my initial, one of those bing bing up here, was that movie They Live. Okay, that's an old ass like 80s movie. I think the first person who ever even told me about that movie was Larry Locken, where he put on the glasses and he could see the reality of things, like how everybody's greedy, they're consumers, all the advertisements. It's like it would take the reality that we all see and absorb and defilter it, so you could be like, obey, rather than whatever the hell it actually said. Like, be a good person. It's like, obey the law. It's pretty people with all their makeup and all their shit and their perfect bodies. When you look at with these glasses, you see like demons, okay? And then I've never seen the video. I have seen like a snapshot of one part of the video for Black Hole Sun before in my memory bank of life, and it was like the girl at the pool laying there. All right, but in the video, she has a lizard tongue. Locusts show up, which I had mentioned the other day about, hey, locusts are coming, which cicadas, whatever. Okay, and Lionel mentioned that too within his video. He was like, black hole sun, bop, bop, da, boop, and he was seeing the signs within that and having that synchronicity pop up in his Pleiadian experience. So I was like, okay, I'm not the only one. I gotta pick up the dog. So yeah, all of that stuff came up today, and I was just like, okay, because again, it's weird. It's weird synchronicity. It's signs. I feel like this is a perfect example of how the reality that we're in manifests and how our frequency dictates how it manifests. So you want to be very mindful of it. When I see these things, when I talk about these things, it's not like, ooh, to me. I don't get like scared about it. I'm not trying to make anybody scared about it. I just see the interconnectedness of it. And I do believe that there's a greater thing at play here. I also saw something that was kind of weird to me, because when I took a video of the eclipse thing happening, right, there was a part where something flew past it, and I slowed it down to look at it, and I was like, maybe it was a fly, but the direction it went in didn't line up like for how a fly would fly. You know what I mean? Like if that was a fly in the body shape of a fly, it was flying backwards. And so I didn't even say anything about it. I did slow it down in the video. So if you look at the video from last night where I do like that little like overlay, at one point close to the end, it slows down. You can't hear it or anything, but I do closer to the end part of it. I do slow it down because there's something that flies by it. A lot of other people during the eclipse who were taking videos and stuff like that also saw some weird ass shit that kind of looks like dragons. We're in the year of the dragon. There's a lot of weird synchronicity. Yesterday, when they were doing their particle accelerator thing, right? Or the 8th, when they were doing their particle accelerator thing, the man who was like highly involved with it, figuring out like trying to find the God particle, which Homer Simpson predicted what the mathematical equation for that was long ago, but he died while they were doing that. Weird. It's just weird. It's just weird. It's just weird, What does it mean? I don't even know anymore. I just feel like this world is just so crazy, but there's a lot of like even symbolism. So in the black hole sun, right, the people in that video, they look like demon face. They're all, and they're fake. They're inauthentic. You know, I clicked onto YouTube to watch the video so I could see it myself. And I was like, oh my God. And then I see the locust coming in. And it's just, I don't know, man. I don't know. So again, I just want to say, like, don't fear this shit. But like in my thing, like we've been talking about the rapture since it was ever even mentioned, okay? And everybody always is expecting the end times. Like their biblical prophecies have been being prophesized and played out to various degrees since I've been alive and other people have been alive. Some of the things that I awoke with and learned about were more about like the earth splitting consciousness, which I feel like it does. I feel like we're constantly doing that. I feel like that's why the Mandela effect exists. I feel like that's why Lionel Anderson pops in and out. I feel like that's why some people, you're really boop and then they're not, and then they're boop, and you yourself, you're 1111 up there. It's all matter of energy and frequency in your consciousness, okay? Being aware of this stuff is great for you because you can be aware of it and you cannot fear it, because everything here is a fear agenda. Everybody here, everything they're always doing is like they're just trying to make people fearful. I feel like the rapture would more so be like that splitting of earth, where some people are going to be left behind in a sense of they're not going to wake up. They're not going to change their ways. They're going to stay greedy. They're going to stay focused on like perfection and looking beautiful and all the stuff that you'll see in the video. Worrying about their body being, you know, sculpted in the most amazing way so that other people, ooh, you know what I mean? That's what like all of that video was about, and that's what I've been talking about for like the past couple of weeks. And even with the spiritual business mentor, and I'm like, be authentic, because everything out here is fucking fake. And it's refreshing to people to be like, oh, you're not perfect, you know. And I feel like we're really going to be seeing more splitting within that. Things that are fake, things that are fear-based, things that are lies, things that are inauthentic are going to be keeping being exposed. So don't be those things, or be those things, but just know you're going to be exposed for it. And also choose which side you want to go on, man. You want to go over here where the light is and like none of that fake fucking weird ass shit, and then where do you want to go? Stay over there, because I really feel like that's what this is. It's like a splitting of things. It's like the black whole sun is coming, or has come, to dry up all the rain and to split that like split that we have 1313. Hopefully this makes sense to somebody. I was like, I don't even know how I'm going to approach this. I don't even know what I want to say about this, but I feel like there's a reason why Spirit gives me these messages, and I'm sick of holding them all in of myself and not sharing them with people, or worrying what other people are going to think or say or care, you know, or whatever. It's like, whatever, dude. I know it sounds crazy, but if you told me this like 10 years ago, I would have laughed in your face, man. I would have told you, I was consumed in the consumerism. I was consumed in the ego. And I know I'm still not perfect. Like, I still want to try to look good. I still, you know, but I know those things don't really matter. What really matters is how you are within yourself, and how you show up, and how you treat other people, and how we treat the planet, and all of those things. So try to be a good person is basically the message for today. And with this whole awakening thing and practicing, you know, healing, this evolved into something totally different too. It was like, which that's good. You know, I want that to happen. I want things to evolve into more. I just go with the flow. And I feel like that is what more of us need to do, is follow where we're going. Like, trust what is being guided in our lives. Do what you feel guided to do. If you feel guided to look into something or share something or say something or not do something, you should be doing those things, because that's how you exercise your intuition and make it stronger. And don't worry. what other people think or what they even say about you, which I know is hard, but there you don't even, most of the time you don't even know these people. And if you do know these people, if they're your friends or family, they're not that good, huh? If they're out there bashing you or making fun of you or making you feel stupid for sharing your truth or trying to help other people to see the weirdness that's happening and the agendas that are happening. And yeah, so you could check out that video from him. There was a lot of things in it that kind of pieced together right now, stuff that I'm sure came on my radar for a reason. I'll probably talk about it at other points if it keeps popping up, but like that demon face thing did pop up, and I originally was like, that can't be real. And they say, like, I watched a little news report about it. He's like, is this like schizophrenia? No, they don't have any of like the delusions surrounding it. They don't have any of the beliefs. They just see it. And I'm like, even with schizophrenia, okay? And this is something that from day one, when I had my awakening, I was like, maybe I'm schizophrenic, maybe it's bipolar, maybe I'm just crazy. And I learned about all of those things in my attempt to figure out what the hell was wrong with me. And I ended up figuring out along the way, like even the shamans, okay, because I went down the shaman path and did like the Moon key, and that chose me. I'm not like one of those white girls that's like, I'm going to appropriate this culture, and it came to me and it would not say no. I was like, okay, I guess I'm doing this. It didn't take no for an answer, and it keeps showing up. But they also say in their culture that the people who are like deemed crazy here, put into psych wards and all of that, are the medicine men and women. They're the ones that see shit that other people don't see. They're the ones with the gifts that the others don't have, and they're celebrated. And also that in these days, when the children of the sun, there would be a lot more of us coming. People get so upset about like appropriating cultures and stuff, right? And I totally understand that, but you have to realize, what are we all supposed to do, man? Like, what if we don't resonate with who we are? It's okay for people to be changing their sex, and it's okay to be changing this and changing that. I feel like as long as you're not coming from it in a weird ass way where you're just like trying to make money, or it's totally inauthentic, or you're like bashing somebody else's beliefs, don't worry about it, man. Like, seriously, like, because I grew up in you're born in this state, you have to be this or this. I think spirituality is a place where we're open to explore all of it. I say all the time, I've never seen a Bible in my life. I've seen them, but I've never read it. I've never been in the church or anything like that. It didn't make sense for me. The starseed stuff makes sense for me, but people out there who are like, they look at you like, I saw a video the other day of a guy who was making fun of this girl who's a singer, and she has like dream catchers and shit, and she has like dreads in her hair, but she's blonde and she's a white girl, and she sang about the Pleiadians within the song, okay, 1818. He took that and was like, Googled and found out that, like, I think it was Wikipedia or something, it was like, oh, these are the Nordic aliens and like the Aryan race. Okay, he was trying to say that she was being like Hitler for identifying as that. And I'm like, no, she's not being Hitler, man. She's not being evil. She's not going out and like trying to kill people who aren't that. She just resonates with that energy. And I say all the time, you don't need to be blonde. You don't need to be blue-eyed to be Pleiadian, okay? You don't even need to be white. Like, it's a frequency, it's an energy, but there's so many limited minds on this planet, man. So many limited minds, and so many people who are so quick to just like and judge others, and that's just totally against just being like kindergarten, educated. Be nice to each other, share with each other. Like, we can have dream catchers. And I'm saying that because he specifically was like, called her out for having a dream catcher, and I'm like, and he was trying to say like she was like a spoiled rich girl, but she's not. She grew up in a fucking trailer park, okay? Like, she didn't have money. They didn't have any of that stuff. She's gotten popular now, but it's just an example of how in this world, like, people could say I'm judging him, I liked him before I saw it, you know, and I thought he was funny. Like, I saw him do these deep dives on certain things that were out there, and I agreed with him on some stuff, but then I saw him do that one, and I was like, I didn't unfollow him or anything like that. I was just like, I don't really, but I'm not going to be like, screw him, I hate him, and tell everybody who he is so they can hate him too. Like, no, but that's what he basically did. He bashed this girl, puts her up on his channel, and is like, she's doing this. So what do you think those people who see that are going to do? They're going to go be like, oh my god, you hit that. That's not fucking cool. That's not cool. That's not okay to do. This is why I get so like, stop doing this stuff and stupid shit. Who cares? The only problem I've had among the whole, like, you know, what other people choose to do is when they try to force it on other people, or when they try to, like, make children do something that they probably shouldn't do. If kids can't drive, if kids can't drink, if kids can't buy certain things, if they can't go certain places, if they have to be, like, they can't go to war. But sure, you can be a cat, and we're gonna put a fucking kitty litter box in the school just for you, and not worry about what impact that has on these other kids. We don't really want them doing that. Like, people could say I'm being horrible for that and all of that, but I think that kid needs some help. I think that kid needs some real help, not just like, let's be okay with that. And then on the other side of it, we have people who go to the extent of like bastardizing everybody and anybody who changes or is on that team, you know, like I don't know if anybody has watched anything to do with like the Laura Clary and Stephen Hilton stuff there. She used to make funny videos like help Helen Smash. And they were both recovering addicts. They both had kids. Her child is autistic. And then he relapsed and cheated and they're divorced. But in that time, he went like hardcore into hate on like the LGBTQ stuff, right? And then she comes out later and she's like, I'm bisexual. And it's just like, they're totally, I feel like some of the reason why she even did that, because she's never dated a girl, was because she didn't want to be associated with his like hardcore hate beliefs and like they're all pedophiles and blah, blah, blah. I don't think that's the case. I always say, do what you want with your body. But if you have a child, let the child grow up before you. I remember being like so adaptable as a kid. I had Jinko jeans and preppy skirts and like everything goth, like all the types of children that you could be at my school. I showed up like one day a week, every week, being a different version of those kids, and I got along with everybody because I didn't adopt just one of those personas. But I think that's what kids are for, or should be doing, is exploring. Like if they want to wear boys' clothes, cool. If they want to wear girls' clothes, cool. But I don't think you should be making major changes to their body. Okay? And I wouldn't come out and say that unless I've seen so many people who had the changes to their body later regret it and realize that that was not the answer for them as a full-grown adult. So doing that to a little child, no. Protect them in the way of not messing with them yet, because they haven't even decided what fucking genre clothing they want to wear. Never mind what body part they're gonna have, because that shit's you can't just reverse that. And you can't reverse what goes on up here with that. So that needs to be an adult making that decision. But I don't even know, man. There's just so much here. And I struggle with that too. And the reason I think I'm even talking about that is because I've struggled with that up here in my head about, am I being judgy? Because when we leave here and we go into the higher realms, like the Pleiadians and stuff like that, it's more androgynous. It's not man and woman and all of that. But here on the planet, everything that's here, animal and man and woman, are two sexes. And they come in their appropriate thing. And I feel like a lot of what would be helpful within a lot of these things is self-acceptance and love, rather than, oh yeah, you should totally change everything about you. I feel like a lot of it stems from trauma and not feeling good enough, because everything on this planet is put in a way to make you feel inadequate, make you feel not beautiful, and make you feel stupid, and make you feel like there's something wrong with you. And that's going to manifest in different ways for different people. Kids who grow up in a situation where there's two dads, kids who grow up in a situation where there's two moms, or even a situation where there's only one parent, are going to be influenced by that. So let them go through that without further, like, trying to push them in one direction, okay? Like, everybody's got their thing to live, but I don't know. I feel like we need more self-acceptance, we need more authenticity, and we need to be okay with that authenticity, which is again why I struggle, because like if that's their authentic truth, if they really are a boy in a girl's body, okay, but there should be some limits on that. I don't think like a 5-year-old kid should be making that call, because they may change their mind, you know. They can't drive a car, they can't go to war, they can't do this for their own good. Maybe we should also put some limitations on that. That's my only thing with that. And when it starts getting into like being a cat, because there's a kid at school that my sister teaches at or helps with, and they gave the kid a litter box and all of that stuff, and they're like accepting that. And I just wondered, like, is that even sanitary? How the hell does that work? Where is this litter box? Like, so many questions come up in my head, and I'm like, do the other kids see this? Is that going to make other kids want to do this because this kid's getting special treatment, now all the attention, which again could come down to a lot of things for people. So, sometimes people need attention, sometimes people need love and acceptance of who they are right there in that moment without changing them. Like, you're okay as you are, man. You can be a girl and wear boys' clothes. You can be a girl and feel like a boy. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But let's wait a little bit before you fully embody that. Make sure that's really what you feel like. I don't know. Hopefully that comes across right. Maybe I won't even share this part. I don't even know. I just know that there was a lot of stuff that came up. And again, no reason to fear. But be a good person. Be authentic. Don't get consumed into the consumerism. Don't get all black hole sunned into a world that's not of a good place. I feel like this is an opportunity for two worlds to split off, where there's a good side and a not so good side. The good Bridget and the evil Bridget. I would rather be the good Bridget than the evil Bridget. Also, okay, I've been seeing a lot of stuff to do with the celebrities lately. Like, it's just popping up randomly on in my stuff about like, this one sold their soul, 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 and all of the times that they've all said it themselves and in the lyrics of their songs and all of that, right? And the other day, for some reason, I had right, Jelly Roll and his wife Bonnie XO or whatever. I started following her at some point or seeing her stuff at some point. And it was like a year ago. Yeah, I think it was a year ago when he first won CMT. Like, I saw a video of her telling him, you're going to get it. And then he got it, right? And then I didn't really see much from them until recently. But recently, I saw one where she and him were at a hotel and he went out naked. And humiliation ritual came into my head. So I went on yesterday, actually, because this has been bing, bing, bing up here for a few days. Because he's been hitting it big, man. He's winning all these awards, he's doing all these things, she's doing all this awesome stuff, blah, blah, and that's great, that's awesome, okay? That's awesome sauce, great, it's good. However, we all know Hollywood is that magical thing, and a lot of them do some fucked up stuff. So, and I know about the humiliation rituals that a lot of them have even come out and admitted, and other people in the industry will tell you, I didn't do it, so I didn't get there. Like, they're somewhat famous, but they didn't get there because they said no to some of the things. And a lot of the people who do the humiliation rituals are usually naked. And fucking Jelly Roll was in his hotel room, and she was recording him, and he walked out naked, and it just, I don't know, like, something about it sparked me. Nobody else has said anything about it. I looked, okay? I looked. I Googled it. I TikToked it. I YouTubed it. There's people out there who think he sold his soul. There's people out there with pendulums asking, did he or didn't he? But the girl who was doing it is a fan of his, and you can see her moving. I'm like, okay, you're totally influencing that with your belief of he is not. And, that's why you also need to have discernment with stuff, because some people, I think anyway, like, that the way to use a pendulum is to have, like, no self-motivated motives within it. Like, you shouldn't want to know what the answer is if you really want a genuine yes or no. So I don't really use them that much, because I feel like it's very much influenced by your energy subtly. And if you believe yes or no about a situation, or you want to believe yes or no about a situation, you'll have little tiny muscle movements that will probably influence that to agree with you. But if it's somebody you don't know, you don't care what the outcome of that question is, like it's not a personal, like this isn't going to impact you, then yeah, you can do. I've done pendulum readings, and I do it in a way also a lot of times where it's just like whoever needs to see this will see this, and whatever questions up in their head or whatever thing, it's like I'm not sitting down one on one and like yes, no to their specific questions. Okay, so I think that's something there too. Again, I have healthy skepticism about a lot of shit. I do, but I also have seen a lot of stuff to be like, okay, that's weird. But anyways, I looked. Nobody else has talked about that. I felt like it could possibly be, but maybe it isn't. There's a part of me that doesn't want that to be, but then, I feel like that kind of just happens to people who get into that world where they get used to money and they get used to the attention, they get used to the fame, they get used to all this stuff. I've been having this weird place call me All Entertainment from New York, and I looked it up and I found that they're like one of those places that cast people in movies, and I have not answered the phone. They've called quite a few times, and I feel like maybe that's even tied into all of this, like just another sign, just another synchronicity. Don't sell your soul. Don't do that stupid shit. Don't do the stupid shit. Don't go into that black hole sun. We want the black hole sun to come, take away the rain, and take away the fake, and take away the demon face. And again, I think that's just people actually probably who aren't crazy, that they don't have like something wrong with them. But of course, we're going to label them as something wrong with them. And probably only 75 people talked about it because they knew that other people are going to think they're fucking nuts. So they probably started seeing demon face and was like, all right, and just kind of lived their life knowing who's a demon and who's not. And same with the people who are, diagnosed schizophrenic and bipolar and all of that stuff. I think many of them have gifts. Yes, I think there comes a point where people can be not healthy, need to be, taken care of in a way that's like, whoa, we don't want that happening. But I think in a lot of, a lot of cases, it's most likely that they have the eyes to see because they don't have a calcified pineal gland, that they aren't asleep in this world, that they've awoken to the fact that there is other stuff. Even Cern themselves was like, our fucking thing has been being haunted by a fourth dimensional entity that they brought in here by doing that dumb shit. Is there. It's there. We know it's there. You all know it's there. So, I don't know. But that's day 20. Is it day 20? Yes, we only have one more day left. Let me know what you want for tomorrow. And thank you for being here. Again, I'm appreciative of all of you, all of your likes, your comments, your subscribes. And if you want to join me on the other new channel, Bridget Essentials, I'm basically showing all the back end stuff that I do and what I've done, over the years to grow both of the first YouTube channels. I still have the Bridget Tower channel. I just not uploading to it as consistently or anything as I had tried to in the past. It's just like pick a cards are there. And then the new one is like, I'm going to show you my Etsy, and I'm show you this. And I've been trying, I'm showing my side gig there too. So you can see like the real world me where I'm like living and like driving and flipping out about car people and road. I have road rage. But I'm when I look it back, I'm like, I laugh at it because I know I'm not serious in any of those moments. And I'm like, hopefully other people know I'm not really seriously being evil like that. But I do get overstimulated, and Amazon's just dumb. Their app is so dumb. Yesterday, I was like, I'm going to go to the Plymouth one because I've never been there before to show you guys so that you don't have to wonder, because I was all stressed out about going. I'm like, I've never been there. I don't know what it looks like. I don't know where to go yet. I don't know what their system is, okay? And I'm like, usually this GPS should take you right to, you would think it would take you right to the Amazon because it's the Amazon's GPS system, right? Right? No. Took me to the road to fucking recovery. And like at the road to recovery, there's a big sign, Amazon's next door, which I'm like, duh. I even said while I was driving, which you can see me driving past it, why the hell are we going past it? And in my head, I'm like, well, maybe they have like a loading space up here because it's like an industrial park area. Maybe there's another spot where they load up your car if you're the car people, because those look like the places for the vans that I used to drive and go into my big van. So I'm like, go up here. I'm like, this is definitely not right. And we walk around, and then I get there, and the guy was like, hey. And their system is totally different than the other system. I had to scan every single package, and my first person, after doing all of that, had a typo. For some, I don't even know, like, their actual address they had written as 55, but it was supposed to go to 85, and when I got there, the building said 85. So it was so confusing, like, how? How did this happen? I can understand if it was like we were going to building 55 with 55 on the order and they typoed 85, but they had 55 on the actual address and then just 85 in the note. But I drove to 85 even though the GPS was telling me 55. That's weird ass shit, man. 35 on the clock, 35 on the clock. That's just weird ass shit that happens. And they take you in one way so that you shouldn't be going in the wrong way. And they take you to horrible, scary places. And yeah. So I freak out a little bit, but I also have a good time listening. So if you want to see that, that's over there. But those are just like spread in between me showing you like how to grow your Instagram and I like talk about different concepts of like just do it, just show up, keep doing it. And I went on to TikTok tonight and I had a bunch of moments because I saw some other people and they're doing things and I was like, I could totally do that, but not that way. Like I could do it in this way, I could do it in this way. I don't even have to do it on there to do it. But I get a lot of, and that's why I'm excited about going live on there too, because I know when people ask me questions, I will be able to tell them answers specifically to them. So we're at 45 subscribers over there, and with 5 more, I'll be able to go live over there. And tomorrow I go live here at 9 p.m. for the live readings for the members. And yeah, I will see you tomorrow, or maybe the last day will be the live. That makes sense. So if you've been doing this, come over there and let me know that you've been doing this. And I've been doing messages for the members, which is $2.99 a month, and you get the live readings once a month for $2.99. You get like a reading, which is like 5 to 10 minutes long, depending on what comes through. And yeah, I will see you soon in Namaste.